What's going on, my Dragon Ball fans? At times like this, I really wish I could find my Vegeta over 9,000 shirt because it is way more than appropriate for this episode's review. But seriously, this fight between Vegeta and Jiren was so intense, it broke the internet for about 2 to 3 hours. I mean, I'm not feeling the best, so when I couldn't get it working after the first hour on Crunchyroll, I went to sleep, not expecting to be able to watch it until the morning. And for whatever reason, I was woken up. And I'm glad I was woken up because damn, this episode was flipping beautiful. It was delicious, nutritious, it satisfied all of my jbDAuchiha needs. At first glance, it may seem that Vegeta took the L in this episode, which technically he did, but if you watch the new ending and also the previews to the next episode, it shows us Vegeta gets a new form and it looks pretty dope. I love how Vegeta's like, Kakarot, you can have Ultra Instinct. You know what? Fuck you. Fuck Ultra Instinct. I'm going to do things my way. And even when Jiren confronted him about his fists being arrogant, Vegeta was like, yeah, bitch, my fists are pretty damn arrogant. I'm the prince of motherfucking Saiyan. So at the end of this episode, yeah, Vegeta did take an L. Like, Jiren literally like electrocuted him. Vegeta was Harlem shaking all over the place, and he looks like he's damn near dead. But in the ending and in the preview to the next episode, we see Vegeta's new form. It's like, it looks like a counter to Ultra Instinct in a way. Maybe not a counter, but it seems like it's on that level. We have not gotten a confirmed name for it. I'm not sure about it in the manga because I'm kind of behind on the Dragon Ball Super manga. I'm just going to call it Perfect Blue, Super Saiyan Perfect Blue, because that's what it looks like. Now, at first, I thought I was tripping. I thought maybe it was just regular Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta in the ending and in the preview to the next episode, but if you look very carefully, it'll probably be the thumbnail also. When Goku achieves Ultra Instinct, his eyes turn like a silvery color, and he has a black pupil. And in Super Saiyan Blue, Vegeta and Goku, they also have just a blue iris. There's no pupil at all. But in the new opening or new ending of this latest Dragon Ball Super episode, we see Vegeta's hair a deeper shade of blue, and also his eyes have that same kind of spark the Ultra Instinct has, but it's blue. Like, his eyes are darker blue, and also he has a black pupil, whereas, as we've seen in this episode and every other episode of Vegeta's Super Saiyan Blue, he has no pupils, like it's all blue. But this shows that Vegeta is up there with Goku. I'm so glad that Vegeta's not getting left behind. And here is one of my main questions. Do you think this new Super Saiyan Perfect Blue, or whatever the canon name will be, do you think that's stronger than Ultra Instinct? Because we've seen Ultra Instinct is really OP. It can dodge literally just about anything. But with Goku having to think, you know, to attack, it really isn't as strong as, you know, say a regular old Super Saiyan Blue in terms of physical strength. What I mean by that is the split second it takes for Goku to think and attack, it really isn't all that effective. Take the episode when Goku was fighting Kefla, for instance. Like, he was dodging all of her attacks, no problem, but when it was time for him to actually attack, that split second it took to think actually weakened his Ultra Instinct, because it is confirmed he has not perfected the technique. But even Kefla was like, I was expecting this form to have more punch. Like, it barely affected her until that Kamehameha at the end took her virginity, of course. With that being said, I'm going to say Ultra Instinct as of right now, the Ultra Instinct that Goku has awakened so far, is not physically stronger than Super Saiyan Blue. Maybe just a little bit, but if Kefla can take some punches from Ultra Instinct like that, I don't think so. But this new form from Vegeta, it even says in the preview to the next episode, Vegeta awakens a power beyond Super Saiyan Blue, and of course it's that new Perfect Blue form. So since I don't think this is the same, it has the same benefits as Ultra Instinct, I don't think Vegeta's going to be able to let, you know, all of his limbs act independently of one another and, you know, dodge everything perfectly without, you know, thinking or whatever. I don't think he's going to be able to do that. He may be a lot faster and he may be able to dodge things a lot easier, but I think this power up is more of a raw strength, like brute amazing strength. So Goku has like an amazing evasive transformation, and Vegeta has his brute strength. Like, he's gonna, at one punch, will fucking annihilate you, and that'll be pretty dope to see. Like, having Goku have you know, the speed and the evasive techniques, and having Vegeta have the raw strength and maybe improved, you know, Ki Blast, a new amazing Final Flash. By the way, the Final Flash in this episode looked beautiful. Everything in this episode was beautiful. It was really well done, and it's a great way to bring in 2018 with Dragon Ball Super. I'm calling it now. Goku and Vegeta's new forms are going to kind of counter each other. Goku's going to be able to dodge everything, and Vegeta's brute strength is off the charts, and that's awesome. Just imagine if they fused while Vegeta was in Perfect Blue and Goku was in Ultra Instinct. That Gogeta or Vegito would be fucking unstoppable. He would be above God levels, in my opinion. Maybe it'll be called Super Saiyan Ultra Blue or something like that. That'll be really, really dope. I'm going to make a video about that maybe tomorrow, because that seems like it'll be a really fun thing to talk about. But I know I'm emphasizing the epicness of Vegeta's new form, because it is. It's about time Vegeta actually gets something to keep up with Goku that, you know, he's not too far behind that. I mean, in the Frieza movie, no Resurrection F or whatever, I'm going to talk about Frieza in a second because this episode, boy. But Vegeta and Goku both had Super Saiyan Blue. You know, they were both kind of revealed at the same time or whatever. But this right here, like in canon, actual Dragon Ball Super episodes, for Vegeta to get something, you know, as epic, in my opinion, so far from what we've seen, we're really not sure what it can do, but as epic as Ultra Instinct Vegeta gets just a few episodes later, this is legendary, because Vegeta is my favorite character. I may be a little biased, but damn, it's been a long time coming. I love how Vegeta was like, you know, fuck you, Kakarot. You can keep Ultra Instinct. I'm going to do this shit my way. Perfect Blue, bitch. Now, before I leave, let me talk about some other things that happened in this episode. When Vegeta was charging up his Final Flash, I found it kind of hilarious that he was like, hey, Jiren, you said I'll never be able to beat you? Put your money where your mouth is, bitch. Just stand there and take this shit. And Jiren was like, come. That's all he said. Like he was fucking Vegeta's bitch or something. He just said, come. But when Jiren's theme came on, when he popped up in front of Vegeta after the Final Flash and freaking fried Vegeta's ass, I was like, damn, that was a badass moment. Like I think my mouth was actually open. I think it actually dropped, because I mean, who the hell saw Jiren get that close to Vegeta? It's like he teleported or some shit. Now, at the beginning of this episode, it had the most epic stare down I've seen in Dragon Ball Super. Like, it flashed between, like, you know, Jiren, Dispo, Toppo, Goku, Vegeta, 17, everyone else that was there, Frieza. It was a really epic scene, and then I love how Goku just walked up to Jiren, Jiren walked up to Goku, they looked at each other straight in the eyes, and Goku just powered up, screaming in Jiren's face like, yeah, I'm ready for you, bitch. And we got some insight into what Jiren really wants. I'm not exactly sure what he means by that, but when he was fighting Goku earlier in this episode, he said something along the lines of, well, he asked Goku, why does he want to get stronger? And of course, Goku, or Dragon Ball Super Goku anyway, was like, you know, I want to get stronger just because I want to get stronger. And Jiren's answer was kind of cool. I think there's a deeper meaning behind it. Maybe we'll get a backstory of him later on. But Jiren says something along the lines of, I desire what lies beyond power. So he wants his third eye open. Jiren wants to be the biggest dick out of all dicks. And I'm assuming to protect his planet, to protect his universe, because from what I've seen and read, you know, I don't really read the manga, but in the manga, well, I'm not gonna say I don't read it, I'm just behind on it. Jiren is like he loves his planet, he loves his universe, he pretty much dedicated his life and to getting stronger for them. So if it's the same from the manga and the anime, which there have been some major differences in the Dragon Ball Super anime and manga, then I'd say Jiren wants to get stronger for the sake of his people, which is pretty admirable in my opinion. And let's talk about Frieza. My dude, what do you have going on? Like, I don't know if Dispo really fooled us and he's really more badass than what he's shown or what we thought, because I thought Dispo, out of Toppo, Jiren, and you know, Dispo, I thought he was the weakest. I mean, I kind of assumed that he was the fastest besides Jiren, of course, but like seriously, just dragging Frieza's face through rocks and stuff. And at the Final Flash scene, we saw Frieza face down like he was knocked out or something. I mean, granted, Frieza didn't even go golden in this episode. That kind of says a lot. So maybe Frieza's just letting him think he has the upper hand. But when he wrapped his tail around Dispo's hand, and Dispo was literally dragging him. I'm like, why don't you just unwrap your tail? But maybe, like, Dispo was pulling so hard and running so fast, like, it made, like, a knot or something. He couldn't get it loose. But it just kind of, I don't know. It was just shocking to me. Like, I wasn't expecting Dispo to ever have the upper hand against Frieza. Now, if Frieza goes golden and still gets dragged around, then that's when I'm gonna be like, whoa, Dispo is actually pretty badass. But I don't think this is, Frieza really trying. But with 8 minutes left, I think it said at the end of this episode, you would think that someone like Frieza, who likes to toy with people, would go ahead and go golden and whoop his ass and kick him off or something. But who knows? Maybe he's just trying to let Dispo get his guard down, because maybe Dispo is faster than Frieza, because he is pretty damn fast. I do believe he, like, literally outran Hit's time skip. And to outrun time itself, that's pretty damn fast. Dispo is really like on the Flash or something level, like outrunning time itself. Like, come on, who does that? But everyone looked great in this episode. Like, you could tell they really, tried their hand in animating this episode, because when I tell you, Toppo looked epic, Dispo looked epic, Jiren had some epic faces, Vegeta, of course, because this was his episode. Like, everyone was animated really well. Like, I can't think of any moment in this episode where I saw some bad animation. Granted, I've only seen it one time, but I mean, hey, and just seeing like the shadows, the coloring, and just the damage, like, it really felt impactful, like how fast paced everything was in this episode. Like, when Toppo was running, there was some scenes when Vegeta was running, when he was dodging some of Jiren's attacks, he almost looked like he awakened Ultra Instinct right there. It was so smooth. Like, that's how I would describe this animation for this week's episode. Was smooth. It was amazing. But the best part of this episode, but not necessarily this episode because it didn't happen yet, but next episode and in the ending, showing us that Vegeta gets a new power that Goku doesn't even have. It's pretty dope. I have to say it's pretty dope, because it's not just Goku getting something and then Vegeta getting it later. Vegeta has his own thing, because Goku, he got Super Saiyan Blue, and then Vegeta got it. Like, I don't know who got it first, but it was shown that Goku had it first in the Resurrection F movie. Like, I guess that's the first time we ever saw it. And Goku got, Super Saiyan Blue mixed with Kaioken. That's dope. And Vegeta didn't get shit. So with Vegeta getting something that may potentially even counter Ultra Instinct next episode, that's perfect. Like, I'm tired of Vegeta getting that hand-me-down, if you know what I mean. Like Goku getting it, then Vegeta getting it later on. I'm glad they kind of strayed away, and Vegeta's getting his own thing. But anyway, tell me what you guys thought about this epic episode. How hype are you to see Vegeta's new perfect blue form? I can't wait to see what happens next episode. But anyway, this has been jbDAuchiha. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.